Hello my lovelies, this is actually Lexi from the future, here to tell you about today's super exciting video. My camera decided to lose my first little bit of footage, so I am just going to do a quick little intro here and then I will just get you right into the video. So today's video is actually a collaboration with iwonawig, I believe is how you pronounce it. Maybe iwonawig. I'm not sure. I'll put it up here for you and you can decide. But yeah, as you can probably tell by the name of the company, they do wigs. So they do natural hair, they also do synthetic. They have tons of different colors and styles. So whether you're looking for something for like cosplay, or you're like me and you just like to change your hair a lot and you want fun colors but maybe not something you want permanently, wigs are a really great option for that. So let me go ahead and show you. They were kind enough to send some wig caps along as well, which honestly makes such a big difference. If you're going to be wearing a wig, you need a wig cap, I promise. It makes a big difference. They also sent along a little pamphlet with some maintenance and just some information about the company. So you will get that with your wig as well. And then it comes in this kind of plastic bag, but I'm not sure what the actual material is called, but it's like a sturdy plastic bag. And then when you pull it out, it does have the netting on it to kind of help keep it protected. I know a lot of people have like actual displays for their wigs, things like that. I don't have enough to have something set up like that yet. So I do appreciate that they give you some things to help keep it protected. So here is the one that I picked. She's a little messy because obviously I wore her when I originally did this video. But it is a really pretty, I think they technically call it a bubblegum pink. It's super pretty, just kind of a light, maybe, I would say it's probably a pastel pink. Very long. It is it's like straight for the most part at the top, and then it has a little bit of a wave at the bottom, which makes it really pretty on. Very long. I will have a link in the description to this specific one if you're interested, and that will also just take you to their website as well if you're interested in looking at what else they offer. They are affordable. This is a lace front. You probably won't be able to tell because I've already trimmed it, but it does have lace along the front, and then inside it has adjustable straps at the back, which is nice so it can fit more people, and it also has 3 clips, one on each side and then one in the back, just to help keep it secure, which is very important if you're going to be wearing it out and about. You don't want it flying off. But yeah, so that is the wig. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial inspired by this beautiful wig. And I just want to say thank you again to them for sending it over to me to review for you guys. I also have a code if you're interested in purchasing. You can use the code Lexi at checkout to save some money. Okay, we're a little bit behind, so I'm going to give you a quick recap. We went ahead and taped our eyes, primed with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and then took the shade Buon Fresco from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which is a mauve color, and we just buffed that through the crease. Now I am taking the shade Lexis from Karity, which is more of a kind of bright, hot fuchsia pink, taking it first on a small, fluffy brush to really define where I want it in the crease, and then with this slightly more fluffy one to really deposit and blend out the color in the crease. I'm going to go ahead and take, this is the first brush I used with the Buon Fresco shade, and I'm just buffing out that top lash line. And then we're going to go ahead and cut our crease. And I am using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer on a really small little detail brush. And I am just carving out kind of my lid shape, depending on your eyes, you should cut your crease a little bit differently. For me, it helps to cut it just a little bit below my natural crease. And then as I get to this outer corner, I'm actually going to wing it out a little bit to follow the tape here. Once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and pop on some liquid liner using the Ipsy and Betty Boop liquid liner. This is the Drawn to You eyeliner. And my eyeliner is going to drive me crazy for the rest of the video. I thought I got it even, and I actually go back to fix it later, and I make it a little bit better and a little bit worse at the same time, so just bear with me on that, because apparently I couldn't tell it was uneven in person. Going back with just a tiny bit of that Lexis shade through the crease to soften our kind of cut crease area a tiny bit. Then you can see I'm touching up my eyeliner. And then we're going to take this is a kind of liquid eyeshadow from Pacifica. This is their Rainbow Crystals Liquid Mineral Strobe. And I'm using this as kind of a glitter glue today. So I am placing down that Pacifica liquid eyeshadow, and then just using like a little angled brush. And then I am taking the Opal glitter from the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop So Jaded palette, and I'm just placing the glitter right on top of that eyeshadow while it's wet. Like I said, kind of as a glitter glue. And I'm going to do that all the way from the outer corner of the cut crease to the very inner corner. Then once I have kind of my initial shape and line built up, I'm going to go back in and really just alternate between the products as you need. If your glitter's not sticking, add a little bit more. But I am just going to build that glitter up to an intensity that I like here. Once that is all done, we're going to move on to the face. And I had just washed and moisturized my face, so I didn't really need much extra moisture. But I do have a lot of breakouts right now. I feel like I'm back in high school, you guys. So to hopefully help with a little bit of that texture, I'm just using the Farsali Skin Tune Blur primer serum in kind of my T-zone area. And I am just going to go ahead and blend that out. And this just kind of helps hide that texture a little bit better, and it will also help keep your foundation on if you're oily in the T-zone. Once we have that all nice and not really blended in, but applied to your skin, I am going to just blend out the Too Faced Born This Way foundation with a beauty sponge, just taking that all over the face. And then we're going to conceal under our eyes. And for concealer today, I am taking the Born This Way foundation mixed with just a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape. My Shape Tape color is just a little bit too light for me, and it usually actually pulls really dry on my under eyes, so I really love mixing it with foundations. It tends to give me a little bit better finish. So we're going to blend that out with our beauty sponge underneath the majority of our eye. And then as we get to that inner corner, I'm going to switch to a brush just to preserve the eyeshadow as much as possible. Like I said, I am having some breakouts kind of on my forehead and chin area, so I'm going to go ahead and take that concealer mixture in those areas as well, just so that we have a little bit of extra coverage from that kind of redness and texture. And then once that's all blended out, we're going to go ahead and set our face down, of course, using the Coty Airspun powder. And I am just starting with the areas I concealed first, so under eye, chin, and forehead. And then I will just set the rest of the face as well. And I'm just taking a little fluffy brush to blend our very inner corners to make sure we don't have any harsh lines. Then we're going to jump onto bronzer. And today I'm using the Tarte Park Ave Princess bronzer, and I was surprised it smelled really good. I was having a little bit of trouble blending it at first. I think I didn't quite get my foundation set down enough, so I'm just adding a little bit more powder in order to stop it from being patchy and kind of sticking weird. Once that's done, we're going to really blend out our bronzer just in the typical areas. So under cheekbones, we'll go across the forehead and temples, and in some angles I really like this bronzer, and then in others I think it pulls really orange, so I might have to test it out a little bit more before I give you my official thoughts on it, but I kind of like it so far. And then of course just taking a smaller little fluffy brush to blend that bronzer onto the nose, just down the sides and then across the kind of very bottom of the tip to bring the warmth to the center of the face and just define our nose a little bit. I did just tint my eyebrows, so they're looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of them. But I am just going to take a little bit of powder using the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. This is the medium brown shade. And I'm just kind of defining the edges and filling in any little bare spots. But they don't need too much work today. And then, of course, just popping on some clear brow gel, also from Anastasia. Then we're going to jump and finish our eyeshadow. Taking that Lexis shade on a kind of short little shader brush and just really buffing it into the lower lash line. Then once that's kind of established, I'm going to take that same shade on a more fluffy brush to really blend it out and have a nice kind of even, not even, but like blown out effect. I was having a few glitters falling onto my liner, which was very noticeable. So I just took a clean brush and just lightly dusted those off. Then I am using this blush from Ciate, and I got it in my Ipsy bag, so it doesn't actually say the product name on there, so I'll have that in the description if you would like to know. And then I am just buffing out the edges so that it doesn't look too strong there. Then we're going to highlight today with the OFRA. This is the Pillow Talk highlighter. And make sure you tap your brushes off with this highlighter. I promise it will still be beaming even once you do that. But you want to be able to build it up and really work with it and not just have way too much product on from the get-go. Putting that in my typical areas, so on my cheekbones and nose. Going to take some on the Cupid's bow and then just a tiny, tiny bit on my forehead today and none on the chin because I don't want to highlight the texture down there. Going to take that same highlighter on a little flat eyeshadow brush and build that up on the inner corners for the inner corner highlight. And then I'm also going to take it on my brow bone for the highlight there as well. It was just a little bit intense up there, so I did just take my blending brush and make sure there was no harsh lines up there because it was a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Then we're gonna go ahead and curl our lashes and pop on some of the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. We are using false lashes today, so I'm not worrying about building it up too much. Just putting a nice even coat on both the top and bottom lashes. Then once that is on, we're going to let it dry. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on my wig cap first. And I'm going to struggle with it a little bit, but don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and pull my ears out without trying to pull out too much hair. A little tip I do have is to use like the end of your brush or a makeup brush to help push little stubborn hairs back in because your fingers will sometimes pull them back out. And then here is the wig on. It is super duper pretty. I love it. I'll probably trim the lace back a little bit shorter because it is just a little bit darker than my skin tone. And then the adjustable cap is a little tight, even on one of the loosest settings, so I'll probably mess with that as well. But just a heads up, it might be tight if you have a giant head. I'm going to go ahead and use my InStylish lashes. Go ahead and I'll have the link to those down in the description bar. I do have a coupon code if you're interested to save you a little bit of money on your first purchase. And then once our lashes are on, we're going to pull off all the foundation on our lips. And then we'll just be popping on a little bit of the Fenty Beauty. This is the Gloss Bomb in the shade Pretty Please. And these smell so good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're going to pop that on. And then that is going to finish off our look here. So I'm going to give you a quick little look here at the wig. It's super pretty. It has a little bit of shine, but not so much that it looks fake. And I think the style of this wig itself is really beautiful and it looks pretty natural on me. And I am just super pleased. There are a few little hairs here that I'll kind of pluck and mess with to make it fit me a little bit better. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell before you leave. And I will see you guys all in my next video.